Hello, I'm Benjamin Smith, here with Tamisha Silver, the Democratic candidate for the Massachusetts Governor's Council, District 2. As of right now, the primary election date is set for September 3rd. Ms. Silver, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So for anyone watching who doesn't know, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, absolutely. My name is Tamisha Silver. I'm running for Governor's Council in District 2. I'm a mother, I'm a public servant. I've been working for the trial court for the last 10 years. I work alongside of judges, defense attorneys, prosecutors, police officers, clerk magistrate. I'm an associate probation officer where I help people go back into the community safely after serving time in jail, either for mental health or drugs or committing domestic violence or any kind of offenses. I've also worked for the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office in the Major Felony Unit, navigating victims through the criminal justice system, helping them get resources such as housing, helping seniors when they are financially exploited, helping them to get their money back from those who've stolen from them, whether it's a power of attorney, family, or friend. And I work for a domestic violence homeless shelter that helps women that has been battered with domestic violence and also help them navigate the criminal justice system and how to get the assistance that they need. And I'm also a graduate from Northeastern University. I have a master's degree in criminal justice and leadership. And with all this experience from the last 10 years, that has given me the opportunity to see judges that come in and out of the court. I can tell you which ones are the good ones and not so good ones. But most importantly, we want to make sure that we have fair and impartial judges sitting on the bench that understands the constituents in District 2.
Very good. For those watching who don't know what a Governor's Council does, can you just kind of give us what are they responsible for?
Sure, absolutely. So Governor's Council, they are responsible to counsel and give advice to the governor. Governor's Council nominate judges, parole board members, industrial accidents. They also appoint clerk magistrates, notary public, justice of the peace, but they and other public administrators around the judicial system. So they're essentially known for nominating judges in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Okay. And how many towns does your district represent?
Great question. 37 towns.
Wow.
37 towns. That's a lot of towns for one person to navigate throughout the Commonwealth of Massachusetts in District 2. But you know, people really don't know what the Governor's Council is. As I do door knocking, going to events, reaching out to people to talk to them the importance of voting and picking the right counselor for Governor's Council. They have not been aware of such a position that holds power, that is responsible nominating good judges on the bench to make sure that they are aware of the issues that are happening in the community and how they can be great judges for those who are seeking help.
Is it a challenge representing such a diverse district?
You know what? I won't say it's a challenge because I'm used to helping all types of people that come into contact within the criminal justice system and legal justice system. Mm-hmm. I deal with all walks of life. And because I have that experience working with people and understanding what the average person goes through, it's easy for me to explain to them the importance of the Governor's Council. The only challenge I can say is that people are not aware of the office. And there's never been a woman of color in the Democratic Party for 244 years on the Governor's Council. So we're trying to make history this year and helping and making sure that we have representation for the Governor's Council.
Great. And what qualities do you think you have that would best serve the state that you think is different than your other opponents?
Well, what I can tell you is what makes me stand out is that I work with judges every day, 8 hours a day and 40 hours a week, right? As an associate probation officer, I work with police officers, I work with clerk magistrate, I work with defense attorneys, I work with prosecutors. these are a group of people that help make the court go round and also help the judge to make decisions. So I help people go back into the community. I know what they're going through. I understand when a parent comes to me and cries and tell me I need a Section 35. My child is suffering from either mental health or substance abuse. I understand what that means. I also understand when a judge makes a decision on behalf of a person who is battling with such a disease like substance abuse. And we want to make sure that the judge understands it's a disease, and the person who's seeking the help should not be incarcerated, but most importantly, be put in a treatment program. I understand when a woman is impacted by domestic violence, which domestic violence comes in many different forms: physical, emotional, financial. I understand what it means when a woman comes to me as I navigate them through the criminal justice system on how to get resources, and also how to help the judge understand that this is a crucial problem, that women need to be protected when it comes to being protected when they're asking for a restraining order. And also, what makes me different is, as I stated, for 244 years, there's never been a Democratic woman of color on the council to represent diverse voices from the district, which is District 2. And I have the education, I have the profession experience, and most important, personal. My family was impacted by the criminal justice system when my first cousin was incarcerated for 27 years for a murder he did not commit.
Wow.
He was incarcerated for 27 years, exonerated from all his charges in 2021. And I made a vow to make sure not only that no one or no family goes through that, but anyone that I come into contact with in the legal or criminal justice system, that they get the assistance that they need. They understand what's going on. They have their rights are not being violated, and changing a negative into a positive. And I bring all this to the table because I breathe living in the criminal justice. I'm out in the organization volunteering with communities and with those who have been impacted by the criminal justice system, listening, most importantly, listening to those that are affected on a daily basis and that their voices are being left behind. So I want to make sure that no one is left behind, and to enforce and let people know it's a people's court. So that's what makes me different from all my opponents.
Right. And what are you hearing from people on the campaign trail on what matters to them most? What
I'm hearing is that from grandmothers, from families who have custody of their children, like their grandchildren, that their child is impacted by mental health and substance abuse, and their child can't handle or take care of their children. So they're taking the brunt of it. They're taking responsibility in taking care of their grandchildren, and how, instead of the judge incarcerating the parents due to these diseases, why don't we put them in treatment program instead of just withholding them from accessing their children? I've heard a lot of women that talk about domestic violence, how when they go to get restraining orders, they don't get it because they feel like they're not being heard. I have people that talk to me about, mental health. We need more treatment programs. Mental health is being impacted, which contributes to some of the offenses that people pick up. And we need more treatment programs. We need to make sure that we have a partnership with these organizations that provide such programs to make sure that people are getting access to it. And I can honestly say people really don't know what Governor Council does or what it is. And that's why I'm here going through all the 37 towns, engaging with everyone as much as I can to let them know the importance of Governor's Council and how much power a judge have over cases, and making sure that we put fair judges on the council that understand what people are going through in District 2.
And are you hearing anything from the campaign trail of what people are looking for when it comes to a judge and other appointments?
They're looking for fair judges. They're looking for judges that understand the mental health community, substance abuse community. They're looking for judges that are going to protect the LGBTQ rights of everyone. And oftentimes you'll get a judge that really doesn't understand the case that they're reviewing, and they may need more time to look over the case and make a decision. But people want a judge that knows what they're doing. People want to know that a judge understands when a parent comes in for a Section 35, they're not interrogated or asked so many questions before it's granted. People want to know what judges that are being nominated. They want to know. Oftentimes, yes, it's a public hearing, but the public doesn't have enough information of who we are nominating. And the constituents want to know that, and making that excessively readable for them to have access to that information. So that's what I'm hearing from constituents. And I've worked in different court divisions, like juvenile court, substance abuse court, mental health court, working in veterans court, referring veterans to veterans court to make sure that we can help them preserve their record, but identifying and accessing the information that we need from them in order to get them the treatment that they need. And it's very important that we do that, and we have someone with that experience to make sure that we are putting fair judges and judges that understand what they're doing.
And are you hearing anything from young people on the campaign trail about what matters to them most?
It's mostly seniors, but for the young people, they're very vocal, and they're the next generation. So what they don't even know about the Governor's Council either, because it's not a position that is talked about. But when I take my time to tell them and educate them, they want to make sure that they have representation. They want to make sure that someone knows what their concerns are and that they elect someone that has that understanding.
And what criteria are you looking for when appointing a judge?
As I stated, a judge that is aware of the district that they're going to be serving, a judge that has a relationship with the community, those who have done outreach or community service with domestic violence organizations, substance abuse organization, being able to be active, not only just hearing cases, presenting cases in front of judges, but making sure that they have some kind of relationship with the community and that they understand what mental health is. They understand what domestic violence is. They understand when a senior has worked all their lives to protect their financial status or funding, that when someone exploits them, that the judge will hold the perpetrator accountable for their actions. So we want a judge, not only that is fair and impartial, but judge that is aware of what's actually going on in our society and that is not biased, and that their ideology is the same as the District 2 constituents.
And are these, if elected, are there any particular issues you want to bring to the Governor's Council?
Yes. So it's 3 that I would like to bring forward. It's prioritizing equal justice, taking domestic violence serious, and addressing substance abuse and mental health. Those are the most agendas that I've heard from people in the community. And we just want to make sure there's justice for everyone, and no one should be left behind. And that when anyone gets in contact with the court system, and we know judges listen to all varieties of cases, such as divorce, civil hearings, which is for housing, that they understand what the constituent is going through, and they understand that this is an outcry when they come into the court looking for an avenue for support.
And before we wrap up, what would you like voters to know about you before September 3rd?
Well, what I would like voters to know is that I bring in a plethora of experience into the criminal justice system. I'm a public servant, not a politician. And a public servant understands what a constituent is going through due to my experience working in the criminal justice system, working alongside of judges, working alongside of clerk magistrates, prosecutors. I'm an associate probation officer. My job is to help offenders to re-enter into the community safely. And I take that serious because they are contributing members into society. So my job and my goal is to always navigate someone to get the resource and access that they need. And we need someone who is honest, that knows when someone is crying in front of them and telling them, and telling me, Tamisha, I cannot go to jail because if I go to jail, I'll come out worse. I need treatment. I need help. And we need to listen to people when they say that. I understand when a woman comes to me and cries and tells me, I need to be heard. I need help to go to, court. I need help with my affidavit. I am afraid to go to court. Can you come and assist me? Giving them that support. I understand what people go through in the court based on the 10 years and more experience that I have working alongside of judges. And it's important to make sure that we have someone on the council that represents everyone from all different walks of life. It doesn't matter your sexual orientation, what the color of your skin is, and what zip code you live in. We need representation. We need someone who's going to advocate for someone in all capacity and not leave anyone behind. Most importantly, knowing it's a people's court. Most importantly, making sure that judges are not biased based on their own agendas, but they are fair and impartial to everyone, regardless of whatever their beliefs is. But making sure that we vet judges, not based on who they know, not based on what connections they have, but making sure that they have a connection with the community that they are serving. And I'm the one to make sure that we nominate that right judge. And I'm asking them to vote for me September 3rd, Democratic primary. And if they would like to know more information about me, they can go to www.tamishacivil, as in civil rights.com. And it's a grassroots effort. We're not trying to buy the seat. We're not trying to, do anything that is not right. We're making sure that everyone is aware of the governor's council seat and that we're looking to have fair and impartial judges on the governor's council, and I'm the one to make sure that happens. So September 3rd is the Democratic primary, and I'm looking for the votes of our constituents in District 2.
Well, great. Thank you for coming down and talking with us. We hope you the best of luck on your campaign trail.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you for having me.